Hello everybody, Thomas Hadley here. Thank you so much for clicking onto this video. Today we're going to be reviewing Power Rangers Beast Morphers episode 8. And so in this episode, basically what's going on is that Nate feels like he's being treated like a kid, and then he wants to get some insect DNA, I guess, to fuse with some of the weapons or things like that. I don't think he actually mentioned what he was going to use the insect DNA for, but he did say he was going to use them for those new blasters that he was making. But, so, eventually, they all went out together. He was getting DNA. The Rangers got called out. They asked him to come with them. He said, no, I can handle myself. I'll just go back after I get this DNA. The bad guys got him. They wanted him to make this machine, or actually they wanted him to make this robot for this machine to get Evox into their dimension. And Nate, you actually saw this in the Beast Morphers preview of the Gold Ranger, how we knew that Nate was the Gold Ranger, when he went into the machine and then it fused with the Mantis DNA. And then we also got the Beetle, which wasn't actually talked about in the preview, but I did see, or I actually heard somebody talk about it, and they were saying that maybe that the robot turned to something and he was going to be the Silver Ranger, which was the case. And honestly, I think it's a cool mix with the Ranger and then the robot actually becoming a Power Ranger, not just always being a robot. I was thinking that he was just going to stay the robot, but then he morphed and then he turned into the Silver Ranger. And at the end of the episode, Nate talks about how his DNA also fused with the robot and the Beetle DNA, making him partially human, which is kind of weird. And then he said he has a real brother, which is also weird because he's a robot. But he's human, they say, so it's not completely weird. But he's been talking about for weeks that he is the only child and always wanted a brother and always wanted a sibling or things like that. And I guess that was just a foreshadow for this episode. And honestly, I think everything went really well, except one thing that actually bothers me for every Power Rangers. It's not just this one, but for some reason, this bad guy was so much stronger than the rest of them these last 7 episodes that they couldn't defeat him themselves, so they needed help with the 6th Ranger, but it's the 4th and 5th Ranger. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like with every introduction to a new Power Ranger, these regular Rangers don't have the strength to beat just a normal, everyday monster of the week, which is kind of weird, but that's just a Power Ranger thing. It's always kind of been that way. And I actually like the Silver Ranger. He's cool. He's a robot, and it's fun, and he's going around attacking, and Nate's going around attacking. Maybe they'll show in the next few episodes that Nate's actually training in the, battle arena or whatever, the VR battle dimension thing or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. It's definitely not the battle dimension thing, but because it is kind of weird that he went straight to being a ranger and then knowing how to fight. I know he would know how to use the technology because he made the technology, and maybe being a ranger actually helps you fight, because that's kind of how it's always been too, just everyday people becoming rangers and then they automatically know how to fight. That's another weird thing about Power Rangers, but I love Power Rangers, so I won't question it too much. But overall, I felt like this was a good, exciting episode. Only downside, I feel like, is that it's only the 8th episode, and we still got a lot for this season, and then we have next season. And I hope they just didn't cram every good detail at the beginning, and then now we're going to have a bunch of, random plotless episodes, or episodes that don't really matter to the big overall plot. But it does seem like Scruzzle I think is his name, is still working on that machine, and he said that it could be fixed. All he needs is the robot back, so maybe in the next few episodes they're going to try to get the robot back, which his name is Steel. His name is Steel. He said his name is awesome, handsome, great, fantastic robot, Steel, whatever. And so they were like, we're going to call him Steel for short. So that's what they did, and I think overall this was a really fun episode. It's probably one of my favorites. I've liked Nate, and it's cool that we have a next generation Billy, because Billy, he was the smart guy, he was the one, he helped create stuff, and then he was a ranger. But this guy, the new generation Billy, he became a ranger a little bit later, but that's okay. I think that it's pretty awesome. It would be great if David Yost did come out and he came and talked with Nate in one of the episodes and was like his uncle or something. You know, something in that nature. I think that would be cool. So yeah, I think that overall this was a pretty fun episode. But I know, let me go back onto what I was just talking about. I don't know if that's going to happen, because I know David Yost cares about his, you know, union togetherness with acting with Union, and I'm pretty sure Power Rangers isn't that way. That's why they film in New Zealand. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, I think that this overall was a fun episode. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. Nate is the Gold Ranger and Steel is the Silver Ranger. What do you guys think about this episode? Leave it in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did end up liking it. If you didn't, please leave in the comments below why you didn't. I'd highly appreciate your feedback. Make sure to check out some of my other videos, and also if you like those, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. I do a little bit of everything. I do some reactions, reviews, Power Ranger reviews, Power Rangers reactions. I do things for music. I do covers. I also do originals. So just be on the lookout for some of my content. It'd be great if you watch some of that stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm pretty sure that's all I wanted to talk about. Goodbye.